Howdy my friends, this is Sky Hurricane and welcome to another Gran Turismo 6 seasonal event session. And I haven't even looked at these. I don't know what I'm in for. I'm sure it's drift trials and time trials probably, so yeah, drift trials, race car drift trial. So yeah, these are the ones that expire on February 21st. So I'm curious, when they shut down the online for GT6, are they going to stop doing these? I'm assuming they will. So yeah, that'll be next month, I guess. Alright, so from the wide range of racing cars available, front engine rear-wheel drive cars and mid-engine rear-wheel drive cars are recommended for this event. When setting up your car to drift, raise the power on a FR car, while for an MR car you should set a high initial torque for the LSD. This track requires you to drift at high speed, and it'll be easier to swing the car around if you lower the front and rear downforce settings. Maintain your drift as long as possible in the first section. You'll get a higher score if you keep your car inside of the standard racing line. Alright, so gotta have a race car and we'll win 2000 GT67, which I actually don't think I have. And another chrome color, nice. 5500 doesn't sound too bad. Alright, well, let's see what we do. I feel like I'm kind of sucking, but I'm still getting the points I need. Okay, I already got it. Wow. Okay, that was very easy. I'll try it. Well, might try it again. Who knows? No. Wow, that was super easy. That was my first attempt. Well, my first legit attempt, because I tried it with manual for like half an attempt. It's like I changed it, so I won all that stuff. Super easy. Wow. And I went against its recommendation and chose a four-wheel drive. Because I had 0 miles on this, and I'm trying to use a different car for everything. I had no miles on this thing. It was brand new. Like, let's use it. Wow, 4308 on the first one. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing now that is giving me so many more points. Golly, wow. Okay. Suddenly I can drift. I don't know why. Oh, and then I don't get anything on that sector. Okay. I think I jinxed myself. Wow, that is the most I've ever gotten. Jeez. Good Lord. And it didn't even take me that long, y'all. I'm only at 17 minutes recording. I only had like, what, 15 kilometers on this? Jeez, I don't even know how. I mean, 1009th. That's like the best ranking I've ever had. Seriously, what the heck? Okay. Jeez, I just made this into a drift machine. How'd I do? I still sucked, but golly, I could have had even better, man, if I didn't mess up that third sector. All right, let's look at that replay. I'm probably just gonna cut my first attempt. I mean, I don't know. I might show part of that, but this is the attempt that you want to see. Good Lord. And it's Lancer Evolution touring cars. All I did was just, I guess I just had the perfect angle here or something. I don't know. I was right on the wall. I mean, I feel like on several attempts I did the same thing, but I only get like 600 or 700 points, you know, or 1,500. I did really well there too. And then Sector 3 I sucked, because that's what I do. 235. Good Lord. Yeah, I went too fast into that. Went too slow in the Sector 3, but I did this one alright. Wow. Okay then. Well, let's see how we do on the next drift trial. So let's see show you my settings I got. Automatic and all this. And car settings. Comfort hard, suspension. I didn't really do too much with the suspension. Lowered the ride height, made the front a little bit lower to increase oversteer somewhat. Because this is pretty stable. And mess with the toe a little bit, which is what I usually do, you know, anyway, for racing. Because I'm really more of a racer, I'm not a drifter. I do not really like drifting. It's kind of fun, but not really much into drifting. You can see my drivetrain, what I did. I made that lower. On my first attempt, I had it on 28. That was the attempt I got like 6,800 points. But lowering it to 22 seemed to make a slight difference. And put all the power into this that I could. And minimize the downforce. Because you don't really need it for drifting. It's not like you're trying to go fast around the corners or anything. You're just driving crazy. It's all drifting is driving crazy. Alright. What everybody else use? I'm curious. A Camaro SS touring car. RX-7 touring car. I used the four-wheel drive. Anybody else use a four-wheel drive? No, that's not a four-wheel drive. Dunlop Skyline. I don't think that's four-wheel drive. I think that's a rear-wheel drive one. Mayall's like me. He's not really into drifting. Fanboy Viper used the S2000. I'm literally the only all-wheel drive car in this. That's crazy. ISAR, what'd you use? The BP Falcon. 8807. That's really good. Impressive. Wow. And I could have done even better, man. I could mess around and try to get the highest at all those, but I don't really care that much. And I do. It's 9:10. I have things I need to do. The Delta Wing. What a shock. Alright, well, let's see our prize car. Yeah, when I chose that Lancer, I really wasn't expecting anything, you know. I really wasn't expecting to do, you know, I just was trying to pick something I hadn't chosen. But it turned out pretty good. It's a beautiful car. It's silver. Thunder Silver. A nice classic. Very expensive, though, compared to other 60s model cars in this game. And Gran Turismo 4, which I think is where this car makes its first appearance. Okay, so what is our next deal here? Rear-wheel drive, non-race car drift trial. Well, I can't use a four-wheel drive in this one. Red Bull, or no, Cape Ring. This drift trial event, you'll be competing with rear-wheel drive non-race cars. Front engine rear-wheel drive cars are recommended here. Well, isn't that all that you can add? Because they are easy to control through drifts. To handle the many bank corners, set your front and rear tires up with large negative camber angles and lower the rear ride height to improve steering control. Section 2 is crucial for setting a high score. Because the exit is uphill, you can lose speed quickly. Make sure to use the side brake to get a nice, clean drift. Oh yeah. The emergency brake is a must in drifting. Oh, so you can... Oh, it just says rear-wheel drive. Yeah, it doesn't say front-engine rear-wheel drive. It says FR cars are recommended. Okay, and we'll win the Ford GTO 6, which I think I might already have, but I don't know. A fluorescence color. I went 3600, but it doesn't look like there's very much on this. Only 3 sections. Okay, I could use that car just one. I don't know. Let's see. Pick something I can use. I think I might have if I don't mess this area up. Okay, I got it. And that is only the second attempt. And as you can tell by the kilometers of this car, you know, haven't used this car yet. I actually think I won this BMW on one of the prior seasonal events. I figured, you know, why not use this? I want to use something I hadn't used yet. And it did the trick. So, 3765. Won all the stuff we wanted to win. And did not have to invest very much time in it. The Ford GT. Sweet. Yeah, and I'm not going to mess around with that, you know, and try to get a higher score. I know I sucked and I barely got it, but yeah, I don't really care. I'm way behind all my friends there. Let's show you what I had here. Automatic stuff. Yeah, I definitely could have gotten much higher, you know. But, you know, I went for the second attempt. That isn't too bad. But yeah, suspension. So I had the front a little bit higher for stability purposes. Don't know, you know. I don't really tune for drifting. I mainly tune for racing. So this is really the suspension that I would use if I were racing this car or not. You know. I know it said to use a negative camber for drifting, but I don't really ever mess with that. Because for racing, having a high negative camber can be, you know, make the car kind of rough. So transmission there. Drivetrain. Nothing too special. Now, I don't have this maxed because, I figured might as well just keep it right at 500. It would max at 515, but, you know, 515 is such a random number. And didn't do anything really here. Just got the weight reduction and, you know. But yeah. You know, I'm not a drifter, obviously. Despite what that last trial may have showed. I'm 20 seconds. What everybody else use. May all use the BMW as well. Wasn't 3600 gold. He Keseldine. Just don't ask. Oh, El Camino. Who used El Camino? Wayne King. Oh, somebody used the Puther used the Commodore. No, Lord of Cinders, what he used. RX-7. Yeah, he used that car a lot. Hoodcat used the Supra. The tank car. Alright, so what was the world? The tank car. The tank car was the choice on this. And a random Chevelle. Alright, well, let's move on to the next thing, shall we? I have a feeling these time trials are going to be a B. Of course, we'll see our Ford GT first. I'm pleased these aren't taking very long, though. Let's hope the time trials don't. Ford GT 06. Could get yellow for Coupe. Kind of like that black, though. Yeah, I like the black. Not that it really matters. Black with the stripe looks too cool, though. Alright, well, what are we going to be doing next? Racecar Super Lap. 700. Oh, joy. Around Monza. Oh, no. Oh, this is horrible. I dread it already. There, you have the chicanes, man. If you just slightly get off the road, it'll fail you, I think. In this time trial event, you'll be driving a race car with 700 pp or less. Race cars with up to 700 pp are extremely powerful and require careful control of the throttle, especially those with two-wheel drive. If you have trouble effectively putting the power down to the pavement, then we suggest you dial up the TCS or select a four-wheel drive car. This course may appear to favor cars with less downforce, but make sure you don't sacrifice cornering ability by just concentrating on the straights. Also adjust your gear ratios accordingly. What's important here is to set up your car with the right balance to effectively attack this course. Okay, and we'll win. Got a racing card, the Diablo GT. Already got that thing. I actually used it in the last open lobby. It sucks. Well, the tune I had on it sucked, but I'm sure if I mess around with it more, it'd be alright. Man, what to use? Please tell me I got it. Yes, I did. Hallelujah. And that didn't take very long at all. Just a few attempts. That was actually my first, full lap there. And yeah, this was my first car to try. I probably have used this one in the past on a seasonal event. I don't remember though. But I haven't used it very much, and I didn't want to use the Doge because I know I've used it way too much. So yeah, I thought this was a good choice. I thought about using the Audi R8 race car or the Pescarolo Judd thing, but I didn't feel like taking all night. And I knew this would be pretty easy to control and fast enough, you know. So I'll show you the replay. But yeah, they're pretty generous. They do allow you to get slightly off, you know. I actually never failed on any of the chicanes, I don't think. The only times I failed was when I just stupidly ran into the grass, you know. Just from, you know, being stupid. Like on the easy corners, you know. Like right here, I think I ran off. I mean, why do you even run off there? Well, if you're Sky, it can happen. It can happen. Oh, but yeah. I thought it was so cool, too, that you could actually paint this car. As small as the LM55. Yeah, I almost messed up here. This was my first time even getting to this point, I think. So everything beyond this was my first attempt, you know. First attempt doing the race this track. But I know Monza pretty well, for the most part. And here's where here's where my friends took it faster than I did. Kind of messed up this section a little bit. Because I could have had a much better exit there. Just went a couple of them past me. And a lot of them were faster than I was, I noticed. My car definitely didn't have the speed advantage. But it definitely had the stability and pretty decent cornering. I'm pleased. Alright. So, to show you the settings I had, and I actually kept it on automatic. I practiced a few times on manual, and I was like, yeah, this car shifts so quickly anyway. It's not like you really, and it's stable regardless. So, you know, sometimes the manual, you can kind of help give you a little extra stability if you're in a hard to control car, but really there's no point, you know, really to even have that. Either sucked. And car settings here. Didn't really do too much on any of this stuff here. You can see what I did do. Change the toe a little bit. Transmission. Drivetrain. I do this so that I can have good traction, you know, no matter how I'm entering the corner. This increases traction for full drive pretty good. You know, works for me. It may not work too well for you, I don't know. And you know, everybody's driving style is different. And then the body there, I actually had my downforce. I decided, yeah, I'd go middle ground. I know a lot of time I could have gone, maybe that's how they were going faster. They had lower downforce. So maybe if I lowered that some, it'd go a little faster, but I wouldn't be able to corner as good. I don't know. Having more downforce definitely makes the car more controllable. Yeah, online rankings. See what everybody else used. Oh, the chaparral. Yeah, that thing's, come on. If I'd used that, I would have got a much better time too. I did use it on the last one, on Autumn Ring. But that's because it was, why did I use that? It had to be, I don't remember what the stipulation was that made me use it. Yeah. Well, no wonder I got beat by 2Js and Chaparrals. The Chaparral Gran Turismos. And the Pescarolo was pretty good. Johnson used the Minolta. Fanboy the Viper used the Courage thing. X people use the 2J, and haha, beat you X people, even though you had the 2J. JV used the LM55 that I use. He was the only one though that used it. 8,240. Oh yeah, look at what, yeah. What a shocker. Yeah. Alright, well, let's see the car that we win. I'm really glad, yeah, I already got this car. I'm really glad this is not taking long at all yet. I don't know what the last time trial is going to be, but so far they've all been pretty quick. That is a beautiful car. I need to mess around with it and get a better tune on it. Okay, so non-race car super lap. 530. Why such an odd number? Oh, Suzuka. Yeah, I like Suzuka. In this time trial event, you'll be competing with non-race cars with 530 pp or less. In order to successfully navigate Suzuka, you'll need a well-balanced machine. A good place to see if your car is set up properly for the track or through the S-curves. Make sure you adjust the tire alignment and tune the stiffness of the suspension to maximize response through the S's. If you find that your car understeers, then dial back on the modifications. Or maybe you want to dial up. So sports hard or less. And we win the Super RZ, which I already got. And a random blue metallic, which everybody probably has. It's pretty. I like blue metallic, but... Okay, so 215. Okay, I'm going to try to use something I haven't used, and this may not go well. Wow, I just barely got it. Jeez. Oh, man, y'all, that was challenging. Golly, I was... But I did shave 2 seconds off my previous lap. The way I ended up doing that was, well, I'll explain. I did the weight reduction. Because pretty much this car was almost stock. You know, keeping the tradition of using a car that I haven't used before. You know, of course, that adds extra challenge sometimes, because I very easily could have used something like the Atomic Hours EZ2 or the Suzuki GSXR or something crazy like that. But I wanted a challenge. I really did like the way this car handled, though. Handled very well. Very, very well. But yeah, show you what I got here. Yeah, even with sports hard, this car is not bad. And yeah, car settings, suspension. I think this is pretty good for helping cornering. Kind of counteract that though, for more stability. I had the front higher, front ride height, and lower the transmission, because you know this car is actually less powerful than stock. Because I think it has like 540, over 540 performance once stock. But yeah, my drivetrain. Since the power is so much reduced, there's no reason to have these high. And yeah, because it controls pretty easily. You do have to be pretty careful in second gear, you know, especially if you're trying to go fast, as I was here, you know, for a super lap. Definitely is not my typical choice for a super lap, gotta say. This is definitely not a car that you would, you know, especially with sports hard tires. But hey, I'm surprised how well it did. So let's see what everybody else used. I bet some people used some cheap cars. Yep. Oh, Lancia Evolution. Oh, Wow, the Rivaldo used the Lancer Evolution, and he had the best time. But of course, you had some people who had to use the GSXR. Fanboy the Viper, I'm calling you out on that. You use that. That's cheap. X people calling you out. Use the ZZ2. I'm actually very proud of how I did, considering I was ranking up there with the ZZ2. Yeah, the GTR is good as well. Of course, four-wheel drive cars like the Lancer or the Subaru Impreza are great because, you know, the traction no matter what kind of tires you use. So, yeah, I could have used an Impreza and got a much better time, but I was like, eh. Let's use something I don't use very often. I'm going to guess the Suzuka GSXR is the winner. Oh, what a shocker. Yep. It's so predictable. I mean, I could have used that, but no. I think you should challenge yourself. And it didn't take me long. Only a few tips. And with all of these, yeah, even with all the tuning and the playing around and the hunting for cars, just a little over an hour. So I'm very pleased. But show you the replay, and then we'll say our car, and we'll be done. This is a beautiful car. Beautiful car here. Normally I don't put spoilers on them. I thought about taking this off. But keep it on. You have to be careful with second gear there. If you look at the graph on this car, though, it has pretty good horsepower, you know. Almost all the way up to the red line, you know, to the maxing out. Yeah, not too much to say about this, though. I really like Suzuka. I know this track very well. It's a pretty little car. I think I'm going to play around with it a little bit longer. Main thing on like these S corners is you want to stick on the inside. You know, you don't want to keep swinging out. You don't want to come into them very wide. That's how I do so well on the Gran Turismo 4 mission race thing, which you'll see much later because I don't think that part's been uploaded yet, or it's been uploaded but hasn't been made, hasn't been scheduled. Yeah, it's fun to drive though. Good, well-balanced ride. I mean, with the tune that I have on this car. Pretty much went full throttle all through that section. Gotta be careful here. Very proud I got this. With this car, I was afraid I was going to have to switch cars. But yeah, like I was saying, the weight reduction, I got the 216.8. I had the power limiter on like 88% or something like that, but I had the weight standard, you know, normal. It's amazing though, even though I had to lower the power limiter to compensate, the lower weight actually made a huge difference in the overall capability of the car. Because this is a pretty heavy car. So, yeah, very nice, very nice. And let's check out our prize. And a Toyota Supra RZ. Blue, make a metallic. Supra's a beautiful car. Alright, well, let's probably gonna have to put that in stockyard. I don't know if I already have the Ford GT06 or not. I know I have a Ford GT or two. Let's see what we got. I have literally done hardly anything with this car. That's why I chose it for the seasonal event. One win and 38.8 miles. That win was probably against the AI on a random race that I tested the car on. But yeah, let's see. You love it when Sky clicks the wrong thing. Okay, I forget what you do. Okay, so I want to sort this by date acquired. Okay, not reverse order, because this has the very first cars that I use. Okay, so I think I already have, you can see the stats about the GT has 567 performance points stock, the Lamborghini 556 stock, and I don't think I already had the Toyota 2000 GT. Well, let's see. So yeah, Super RZ. Yeah, say I already have that. 2000 GT I do not have though, pretty sure. The Sarah was my first Toyota. The Sarah. Sorry, baby. Alright, let's see. What else did I get? Ford GT. So Ford GT 06. Well, I have the 05. And I have the 02 Concept. Yeah, I don't need all those. What was the last thing I got? Diablo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that already. Alright, so Italy, Lamborghini. Yeah, Diablo GT 00. Alright, well. Thank you all very much, my friends, for joining me at 79 Cars in Stockyard. And this was fun, so I hope to see y'all for the next rendition of seasonal events, and perhaps see you on the Gran Turismo 6 Open Lobby. So, hope y'all have a super awesome, blessed day, and as always, my friends, stay awesome. Goodbye, y'all.